Good morning. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep today. Today is Thursday, September 15th. Coming to you from outside the Chicago area. Weather is nice. We are cleared for takeoff. We're going to switch on into the news right here just before we get started. Also, this is not trading advice. I do not claim to be any kind of master in the bonds. I'm a brand new baby bond trader. Just a market that I picked for a variety of reasons. But doing these live streams because I found there was nobody else really doing a bond-centric pre-market prep. So I'm kind of mostly doing this for myself, and then secondarily sharing it with you fine people. So hopefully you're enjoying it. Let's get into the news here. Pretty heavy news day today, as we've got 3-month bill settlement, 6-month bill settlement, 10-year note settlement, and 30-year bond settlement. So markets will open at 7:20 for the bonds, 7:20 to 2 p.m. However, I would remain flat from 7:30 because there's a ton of stuff coming out. Jobless claims at 7:30, Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, retail sales at 7:30, Empire State Manufacturing, input and export prices, and all those things combined together could produce some pretty violent, volatile moves. So just make sure that you are in a good position. I myself am going to be flat for that. And then trade in the aftermath. One other possibility there is the opportunity of a scene of the crime. Sometimes the market will have a sharp reaction. As a matter of fact, right before 7:30 comes out, I'm going to go ahead and mark in my depth of market SOC for scene of the crime. And then frequently there'll be a violent movement. And then sometimes there can be a retracement back to that scene of crime. There are no guarantees, but that's just something that can happen every once in a while. Let's see what else we have here. 8:15, there's an industrial production number. And then we've got some bill announcements at 10 o'clock, tips announcements at 10 o'clock, and a 4-week bill auction at 10:30. All right, that's enough for the news. Let's get into our higher time frame analysis here. And what we are looking at right here is the Ultra Bond. This is the full session profile. It's a volumetric profile. On the right, you've got the composite showing all the trades for the last several months. And the value area is the lighter colored. The magenta area is the point of control. We've got our value areas marked off by these two lines. And as you can see, this is yesterday's profile, full session profile. And then this is what happened in the overnight. All this right here. So we were way up here, we dropped down, and now we're ranging around in this area right here. So as you can see, we've got some area below. This is a good opportunity for a little snap break right between this little valley. There's a little LVN right there, which I should actually pop over to my DOMs and note in a little bit. Let's see, what else? We can also have this very pronounced ledge right here. So should we be able to burn through that, which is pushing up into, well, once we get up to this midpoint here, and if we start pushing towards yesterday's point of control, then we could see a sharp rise after that moment here. Let's get into our 30-year. All right, 30-year, similar sort of shape. We are consolidated down here at the bottom. Overnight point of control at 131.16. Again, we've got another high volume node right now. And let's see, check out our 10-year. The most traded of the bond products, as far as I know. And also the most liquid. So here we are, ranging around down here at the bottom. Comment on that in particular. 5-year is down further than all of the other guys, it looks like, by a little bit. And again, a very different volume profile right here. So should we, by some reason, have a huge spike up today during the numbers, then if we ever did get up to above this area, there'd be a lot of room to travel back up to any sense of prior traded stuff. So keep that in mind. Here's our 2-year. Okay. Now we're going to switch into our, this is actually the regular trading hours session right here, followed by the overnight session in blue. So just mapping the trajectory here. Again, this is the Ultra Bond. Started out up high, dropped down low overnight. And right down here, we are ranging around in the 30-year. We're ranging around at the very bottom. Okay. Ranging around at the bottom. And this consolidation down here could have longs stacking up and getting ready. We could have shorts preparing for a drop. You never know. All right, 5-year. 5-year is different. If you take a look at yesterday's regular trading hours and then the overnight session, the 5-year actually went up. So the 5-year is in a different spot of its own, and the 2-year is sort of mirroring that. All right. Why don't we go ahead and check out the overnight VWAP? So what you see here is the red line is the VWAP. Let me take it back a little bit further. That's when the price is below the VWAP. If the price is above VWAP, that line turns green. Above it, the dashed line is the first deviation above, first standard deviation below. As you can see, these frequently act as support or resistance. And then you got the second deviation way up high. So let's take a look here. We've got the Ultra Bond on the upper left, the 30-year on the upper right, the ZN down here, and the ZF on the lower right. Let's just catch up here. Spent half my life scrolling. Come on, baby. Okay, here we are. So as you can see, the Ultra Bond is sitting below its VWAP. The orange line is 2 days ago VWAP, so the session VWAP, which began from Wednesday's session at 720. I also see that as a reactive price from time to time. So here we are under the VWAP in the Ultra Bond. 30-year, we are also under the VWAP, but we're further away from it than we are in the Ultra. The 10-year, we are well under the VWAP, and we are through the first deviation and down to the second deviation. So we could see a rejection up and a spike up from there, or it could continue on down. I always try to keep my mind on reversion to the mean. I've been told, actually I'm not sure if it's true, but I heard that 80% of the time the market is reverting to its mean. Mean for me being the VWAP. So, it's always good to keep that in mind. Oftentimes the VWAP will be a great target, or the first and second deviations will be targets, or they will be areas where the market will reject and turn around, head the other direction. Looks like we're giving a nice push down now here in the ZN and the ZF. Okay, and then what will happen is once I hit the regular trading hours, I will go ahead and reset these. Actually, I'll just go ahead and do it now. I'm going to go ahead and reset these to be regular trading hours only. Yeah, okay. Now let's check out yesterday's opening range. All right, so if you look at the up here, again, same pattern, Ultra Bond on the upper left, 30-year on the upper right, ZN on the lower left, and ZF on the lower right. What you see here, these bands are the 5-minute opening range. So this is, the extended hours are turned off on these charts. So what we're looking at here is just the first 5 minutes of trade bracketed right here. And as you can see in the Ultra yesterday, we did have a little bit of a push down underneath the opening range of 5 minutes. And then it was all uphill from there. So that's all money if you got in on that. Okay, in the 30-year, similar story. We did have a dip down below the opening range for just a spell, and then we shot back up. And I was noting yesterday in the pre-market prep that there was a huge resting order of about 4,300 down in the 10. I think, actually that was in the 10-year. So we'll save that for the next one. 10 years right down here. And yeah, there was like a 4,300 contract order down here in the depth of market, and price never made it down there. So either that was someone that was serious and meaning to do business, or someone that was hell-bent on price not going down that way. You never really know if the orders in the book are going to be executed, or if they're just for decoration, or if they're just algos playing their game. Our job is to extract money from this market no matter which way it goes. So yesterday in the ZN, we did shoot down a little bit from the opening range, and then it was uphill from there. In the 5-year, same story, as you can see. And while we're on this page, I'm just going to go ahead and look into this is like a relative chart. Can I get this? I'm just going to maximize here. Okay. And I was just noticing, I posted on Twitter about this, because as you can see, the Ultra Bond has been on the bottom relative to the others. Again, Ultra is the magenta, CB is the gold, ZN is the blue, ZF is the 5, and ZT is the orange. So the Ultra Bond was trading relatively slower to the others, and then it reversed. Boom, boom, boom. And then all last night it was way up above, and that would have been a fantastic area to trade back down to where it was sort of a normal relationship, because as you can see, the UB did fall down, and the UB now is sort of like in the middle of the pack. And I like to keep this chart up. Um, I've kind of got it on the side of my screen here, just so I can see. It just kind of gives me like a heads up on where everything is going with one glance. I can see where all the products are in relation to one another. And that's also why I love to trade the bonds, because it's got friends and they give clues. Okay, so that's it for that. Take a look at our tick charts here. And one important thing to point out is that none of these time periods or tick charts are magical in any way. I think what's important is that you pick something that works for you and just maintain consistency with that, gain familiarity with that. It's all about having tools so that we can see what's going on, so we can anticipate those short-term price movements, so we can just extract a little bit of money from it. And I'm not sure if anyone out there has read these Zurich axioms, but one of the principles of that is to cut your losses, quote unquote, too early. And I really like that philosophy in that I'm not looking to take 100% of every move. If I could get in on a move and I could take it for 75, even 60 or 50, or even 30% on a high clip, that would be great. If I can grab 10 ticks on the, 7 ticks on the Ultra Bond, and I've got, four lots open, that's 4 times 3, 120 times 7, it's about $800. So I'm really, I'm really into not being exposed, except for very short durations of time. And if I'm not right quick, get the hell out. Okay, anyway, back to our tick charts here. Same strategy, upper left is Ultra Bond, right 30-year over here, and the 10-year and the 5-year. And as you can see, the Ultra Bond has now retraced back up to its 100 period moving average. Linear regression channel is flat. So it's kind of anything you can, it looks like actually it is growing at the moment. So it could be pushing up here in the Ultra Bond. 712 or about 8 minutes from the open. 30-year. We've been sort of coiling around the 100. Not quite sure where it's going to go. ZN. It's underneath the 100 period moving average, and the ZF also under the 100 period moving average. However, the ZN and the ZF have a much steeper downtrending linear regression channel, which is this dotted line for the middle of the channel, cyan line for the top, and magenta for the bottom. See where we are in terms of opening in or out of range today. So, come on, baby. Okay, so Ultra Bond, 30-year, 10-year, 5-year. These are the TPO sessions, so this is 7:20 to 2 p.m. Yellow bricks are the first 30 minutes, green bricks are the second 30 minutes, and then everything else is teal except for the 11 a.m. hour, which is East Coast time lunch, is white. And then red is where we closed out the day, that's 1:30 to 2. And then I put the magenta of 2 to 3 over there just to see what happened after the official close, because of course you still can trade the markets after the official cash session close. However, I do use the settlement from the CME site for the prior day regular trading hours. The settlement will frequently act as a important number. So what's going on here? We are opening, let's see, where's our price line? We're at 143.43. So we are right in the Ultra Bond. We are in range from yesterday, and we are in value. In the 30-year, we are in, let's broaden this up a little bit. We are in range, and we are in value. And the 10-year, we are in range and in value. And the 5-year, we are in range, but we are moving away from value. Well, actually, we're just sort of testing the value area low from yesterday. I know one guy who is thoroughly opposed to market prep, says it doesn't do anything, but these numbers, the value area high, the value area low, settlement, the point of control, I find those to be all very influential, and I love to use them as targets. So just goes to show everyone has their own style, and it's all about finding your own way. Let's flip to our depth of market charts here. Get our ladders up. All right, let's recenter this. And what I'm briefly going to do is just take a quick peek up. Oh, I see some kind of a larger chunk. See how how much spoofing there is? They add and they take away the orders. Just looking up and down to see if there are any large offers or bids, because those can usually, sometimes those can clue you into where there's going to be resistance. 576, it's a pretty good area. Oops, I'll go ahead and mark that out. This is in the 30-year, 576 at 131.06 price level. 392. These again, these are not huge. Sometimes you'll see like an outrageous line, and those can indicate a place where the market's going to stop, or it can be a place where they want it to stop, but it comes down and chews them up. You never really know. Okay, so for example, here we are, the 10-year. This is the same price as yesterday. I was mentioning 114, 105, 5,530 contracts, bids, await at that level. So should price drop with all these numbers, you could go in there and that could act as a wall if it's real. There's not enough sellers to consume all of that and continue pushing it lower, or if they do not pull it, like one of those bull guys, I forget what you call those guys, like play with the little cape, get the bull coming, and then the bull comes charging and they pull it away. That's a lot of times what the order book looks like. Anyway, that's down there in the 10-year. Everything above is kind of normal. Take a look at the 5-year, see if we see anything jutting out. 535, it's pretty decent. It's not outrageous, but I'm going to go ahead and mark it anyway. That's down at 108.295. Oh, and the other thing I've got to do right now before markets open, because my DOMs will reset, I'm going to go ahead and mark the overnight low, the overnight point of control, and the overnight high in the 5-year. 10-year, we got the overnight low, overnight point of control, and overnight high is the same as previous value area. Okay, in the 30-year, got the overnight low here, overnight point of control, and these are just helpful as guideposts so I know where I'm at. And overnight high. Okay, 30-year, we've got the overnight low, overnight point of control, which is also a previous value area, and we've got the overnight high. Okay, we are all good to go here. I'm just going to wait for the open here in about 2 minutes. And see what else we got. Just pop over here, see if we have any supply or demand zones that are interesting. This is the, oops, let's get back to the Ultra Bond. This is supply and demand zones by Pip Raider, I believe is her name. Deanna Angelo. I've got her stuff up here on MT5. Just helps me track supply and demand zones and what she calls her quartile lines. See, this is the Ultra here on the 30-minute. This is the 30-year. As you can see, we're into a supply zone down here. Okay. 10-year. And the 5-year. Now we're briefly going to switch out of, minimize that. Oh, these are just the HVS. Okay. 2-minute hunts. Now what we need to do is get back into this guy. Okay, just seeing if there's any levels close by. Let me fast forward here and fast forward here. Fast forward. What this is a 2-minute chart on TradingView, and I have drawn in. Actually, I haven't got that far. I've only drawn in lines for some lines for the Ultra Bond and for the 30-year, just to see if there are any areas close by that we could be interested in. What I look for at these areas is, these are swing highs and lows. I look for price to chew through one area, get rejected, and then go the other way. Generally what it is algos are driving price down to that area. Once they churn through it, they burn out all the stop losses, then they proceed to flip around and go exactly the opposite direction. All right, we are opening here. I'm going to take us back to the DOMs, and I'm going to go ahead and leave you with me here as we open. Don't normally do that, but go ahead and keep us together here and see what's going on. All right, here's the open. And I'm just actually going into my VWAP chart for the regular trading hour session. I will show you that in just a moment here. VWAP here. So now our VWAP is, yeah, okay. Here's our regular trading hours VWAP. So we're going to be resetting here now. Oh. See what we see here, and what I will do is I will mark out the opening range of 5 minutes. And then from there, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Mark Fisher, but he's got the ACD system, and that has been phenomenal for me in terms of a morning breakout plays. And also just to keep a general eye of where we are in the market. And I'm going to go ahead and have a sip of my coffee here while we watch this open. And wait for our 5-minute range to establish itself. So, see you in a minute. And I'm also just noticing here in the relative chart, we've got the Ultra Bond going back up above the other guys. So it was above, it was below. Now it's kind of back up here. Just wanted to note that. Back to the DOMs. Actually, I'm going to put you the screen right here so you can see the time and sales. I understand that the resolution is going to be crap on this, but at least this way you can see the depth of market chart, the time of sales, and then what I've got down here is the jigsaw swing chart on the 1 minute, so I can see, swing highs, swing lows, how many ticks it moved, how many contracts were traded during that swing, etc. And then over here, we're at 7:23. All right, we got 1 minute till that opening range is closed. Okay, over here in this screen right here, we've just got the footprint chart. So these are the order flow. These are the actual trades that have executed, plotted, and I've got those plotted to 124 ticks or so, something like that, just so I can see the general direction, whether the buyers or the sellers are being more aggressive, etc. All right, and we're getting real close. It's 7:24 to the opening range, so I'm going to go ahead and draw in my opening range on the bottom side because it looks like we may be at the end of that. Range. I'll have to move those if we trade above or below that line. But, okay, we've got 1 more minute, 7:24 here. And again, I'm expecting the market to thin out considerably in preparation for all those numbers that are coming out. All right, 725. There we go. So here's our opening range high. And opening range high. Now what I'll do is I'll go and put in my A up and A down level. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do 7 in the Ultra Bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and another 7 for my C up. Don't have time to explain what those are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C down, or A down rather, is also the value area low. Just gonna put that there. I'll just put area low here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I'm gonna get into my 30 here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. C up. I just do 4 in the 30 year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Be down. 1, 2, 3, 4. C down. All right. Let's get into our 10 year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A down. C down. All right, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you have it, folks. We are all prepped and ready for the day. 727, that number is about to come out. I'm going to go ahead and actually, you know what? Let's watch it together. What I'm going to do is at 729, I'm going to write SOC in my DOM, wherever price may be. That way, after all the explosive move happens, the dust settles, everyone assimilates the information. You never know. Price could return to the scene of the crime. Sometimes it does so by the afternoon. Like it'll do all kinds of stuff during the day and then eventually get back there. All right, it's 728. Getting mighty close. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and mark the scene of the crime right now. So see, not sure if there's any text in that white area, so I'm just marking it right above there. SOC, SOC, and SOC. Let's see what happens, shall we? And let's see, for this, I think I'm going to switch to where you can see everything. I do like to keep my focus on the DOMs for most part of the time. I just use the charts to give me some context for where I'm at. But for this, I'm going to zoom out just so that we can catch the time and sales. Okay. One more recenter. We've got 1 minute till all hell breaks loose. You ready? Here comes 7:30. And look, the liquidity pill has pulled from the 10 year. On the bottom here, I've got my 30-second order flow chart. So 12,292 traded in the 10-year in the last 30 seconds. And the delta on that was negative 1278. More people were selling than buying. And what I've done is I just put my target just underneath the value area high, thinking that we may go ahead and make a run right up to value area high. Here we are, wiggling around. All right, folks, and with that, I'm going to send you on your way. Hope you have a fantastic day, and we will see you guys later.